This is an Arrma Granite, but if you have a Senton Typhon, they're the same platform. The only thing that changes is the tub might be a little longer, a little shorter, depending on which model you have. For example, Senton Typhon, similar chassis. This is a shortened version. But if you want to remove this little area here, it's pretty straightforward. It can be a challenge, but it's pretty straightforward. Now, this you need to remove in order to replace the gears. And I'm going to go ahead and show you. Now first, you will notice this red piece of plastic right here by the Velcro. Notice the shield right here. So this little shield, this little tab, this protects the shaft from rubbing against the battery, or the battery from rubbing against the shaft, really, because the battery is what would slide. But you need to remove this first. Once you remove this, there's a screw underneath. You just pull this out. And then this whole thing, you lift the tabs. Well, you pull on the tab, and this will just slide forward. And then you can lift and remove everything. So I'm going to go ahead and show you. So it's that screw right there. So this is a screw that's a 2.5. Just double check. It's a 2.5. You can do it by hand. Because I'm removing them, I'm going to use my electric screwdriver, which I don't really use that much. But I will for this one. All right, so that is it. So now you simply pull. This will slide out. And be careful not to lose that nut right in here. So there is a nut that sits right in there. That's where the screw goes through. And this can just hold on to the Velcro. So if you actually remove this Velcro, this will actually come out. But you don't actually need to. You can just leave it hanging here right off the side. And that's it. That's all you need to do. So now you're just going to grab, and then this will slide forward. And that's it. Now, a quick little note. Yes, I was pulling here, but I was also using these fingers right down here to pull on this as well. So just to show you, here are the tabs. So you're going to lift a little, or pull, I should say. But it's better if you pull over here. You'll get a better grip because this thing just slides forward. Now that this is this way, I can go ahead and just hold the shaft. So this is spring loaded. Just pull it forward just like that, and then this will slip out. That'll give you enough length. I'm going to go ahead and show you the rest in here. Now I'm going to go ahead and replace these. Now, if you're swapping out the motor, swapping out the gears, this is what you have to do. Again, same process on the Senton Typhon. It's all the same. But this is what it looks like. So here we have these 3 large screws. They look like 2.5s, which is really nice from Arrma. One quick note. Notice the battery is not in the vehicle. If your battery were in the vehicle, this is where you would stick the wires through, right here. This is where you would place them, just so they're not flopping about. Make sure you remove them. All right, now just for fun, in case you don't have an electric screwdriver, I'm going to show you by hand. So an electric screwdriver, do you need one? No. Do I use it much? No. Does it make things easier? Yes, it does. Now, the only thing I don't like about this particular one, this is a Ryobi. It's nice, don't get me wrong. It's just I can't adjust the torque. That's the only thing. But you don't need one. But you get used to them, and I will show you in this video as well what I mean. So we have 1, 2, 3. Those screws are off, and now this will just lift off, and that is it. So notice there is your slipper. So if you need to replace the slipper, this is the way you would do it. If you needed to replace the bearings, this is the way you would do it. So I'll put this off to the side. This right here, this is one thing. So I'm going to make a quick comment. This is one thing I wish Arrma would do better, and that's the quality controller position. Notice how much play this has. It shouldn't have that much play. All right, so let's see. So this bearing will come out, and now we have our slipper. Actually, that is a 2.5. All right, so that's a 2. Actually, the easiest thing would be, so these are the 2 screws you would remove in order to remove the motor or to adjust the motor left and right. That's it. The motor comes out, you put the other motor. So say you're upgrading to a brushless motor. But what I'm going to do just to demo this, I'm going to remove the pinion. The reason why I'm going to remove the pinion is so I can slide this out. I want to say that's a 1.5. That is a 1.5. Pinion is out, and this will just slide out. So this will be pulled out. Now the reason why you cannot take this out until you remove this particular pinion is if you look at the teeth, the inside diameter right in here, so if you look at the lens, they go into this. So this will actually block, it'll block the gear. Camera's not focusing. It'll block the gear from sliding through this portion. That's the reason why. If it weren't for that, then this would have just come right out. So there's the other bearing. This one's fine. It's only the other one that has slop. That is it. That's all you would do. Pop those out, install the other motor, grab this. Remember, this goes here. This is for the shaft. And then once you're here, now I have to put the pinion on. And yes, I know I said this is a lot easier, and it is a lot easier to remove the pinion if you're not going to adjust the motor or replace the motor. If you're not adjusting the mesh, do that. So let's just say you were just replacing the clutch pads. The reason why is you can just install this here and you don't have to deal with meshing. That's the reason why. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this back. So now I'm gonna go ahead and reinstall it. And again, granite, big rock. Big rock is just the brushless version, really, if you think about it that way. But don't forget the bearing. Bearing will go here. Then you install the case. I actually really like this compared to other brands. I've actually purchased a lot more Traxxas vehicles than I have Arrma, I'll be honest. But I think the Arrma design is a far better design. Generally, you want to start them off by hand. Now, because I'm not starting them by hand, that's the reason why I'm doing that. And then I'm stopping before I get all the way down. And then I just hold this loosely and hold the driver loose, the electric screwdriver loosely, so that as soon as it gets to the bottom, I don't strip anything. There we go. All right, and now you can connect these first, or you can connect them later. It's up to you. I'm going to go ahead and connect them now, and then make sure the insulation, this larger one, goes over the smaller one. That's something else too. It helps to keep moisture, debris out of there. And now you're going to do the same thing. So push the shaft this way to spring loaded. Lower this, place it at a small angle. And you may have to turn it a little. And the tricky part is actually going to be back here. So back here, this is going to be the trick. And the reason why is you need to make sure that the little shaft from the differential that goes to the pinion gear, that goes in there. So you're going to have to, I should have shown you before this. Let's see if the camera picks it up. Right, well, you can't really see, but right in there. So you have the female end over here, male end over there. But you need to make sure the teeth are lined up. If not, if you don't get lucky, then this will be a pain to line up, because all you do is just slide in. Now, I got really lucky that they were lined up, so it just slid in flawlessly. But if they're not meshed correctly, and let's just say they're hitting this way instead of just sliding in, what you can do is, one, pull it back, roll the rear tires just to make sure it's aligned. So for example, this one is at center and this one's off, so then they just slide in. Or you can get it close and you can roll the wheels slightly, press in, roll them a little more, press in, and then it'll slide in. But that is it. So at this point, just grab this and this will just slide right in. That's it. Now this screw, make sure that screw's in place. If you do not place this, yeah, you may have issues. You may have issues once you're running. Let's do this, even though I don't need to. Some of you might be wondering if you can use an electric screwdriver. The answer is yes. That's it. So just hold it loosely so this thing just drives off. But that is it. So that's how you would remove the center transmission. I'm calling this the center transmission. If you needed to work on the gears inside, the slipper clutch, or replace the motor. Maybe you're upgrading to a brushless system. I am not going to do a teardown of the rest of the vehicle, mainly because, well, this is a pretty intuitive vehicle. That's the reason why. Plus, for some reason, those videos aren't very popular. Maybe it's just my videos in general. No, I'm kidding. Probably. But thank you so much for watching. I hope this is useful, informative, or at least entertaining. Please subscribe if you have not, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Oh, my hair! My tongue! My rod!